Alright, welcome back to the chess channel for beginners. I'm posting in this video in particular because it's gonna be it's a learning moment for myself and for any beginners that are out there watching. What to do when you blunder a piece. You have to remain resilient. Part of playing chess and playing any sport is resiliency. Facing adversity and being able to overcome it. Okay, so that's what I was able to do in this particular game. But I must admit, I took my opponent a little lightly. He came out playing the Mason attack, and I used an unorthodox defense to defend, and I ended up losing my rook early in the game. So let's look. He plays d4, and then I answer with d5, bishop f4, and then I play this awkward move here, which is knight a6. Then I followed up with a pawn move, playing e6. Then he plays e3. Then I play another awkward move, exposing the rook in the corner. I don't know why I did this, but I did it, and then I end up paying for it, and you'll see here in just a second. So he brings the bishop down, puts him on my queen, and I block with the pawn. Then so I've got two awkward knights, and just for all you beginners to know that this is not where you play a knight on the rim is dim, and this is not where you place your knights. Okay. So now he comes in check. I block with the pawn. He takes check, and then he takes the rook. So that was completely wrong. So now I blunder the piece. So I take back, and now I want to just run his bishop out of there. He takes with the knight, brings the queen down, and now I'm in trouble. So king d8. He takes, queen takes g5. I block with the bishop, which that was a good move. Playing bishop e7. This is a skewer, so he wants to move. He has to move his queen, and he can't protect the piece behind him. So he moves the queen out the way. I take with the knight, and he has to just let me have that piece. Okay, and now I centralize my rook. So at this point, I am down one rook. I only have my queen, but I do have the bishop pair, and I have the knight pair. So now tactics are going to come into play. And if you don't know what tactics are things like skewers. The first tactic I played was right here. By blocking with the bishop, that's the first tactic. Forcing him to let me have that his dark square bishop. It's not a trade-off. That was a simple forced move. That was forced. Okay, so then the next tactic I use is pinning the pawn to the king, so that this pawn cannot kick the knight out. Okay, and that's what he tried to do. Now I need to get rid of his knight. Somehow I have to get rid of his knight, and I know that if you look at the pawn structure, he has way more pawns. He has a queen, he has a rook pair, but I have the bishop pair. So because I have the bishop pair, I want to remove his knight because this is too much to deal with. One knight can cause you a lot of problems, and there's no way I could win with him having his knight, and I knew that. So I placed the bishop there on d6 to make the queen move. Then I use the fact that the rook is pinning the pawn to the king, so that I can continue to threaten the queen. And he moves, and he knows what I'm trying to do. That's why he keeps that queen on this file, on this diagonal right here, so that she can protect when I come in for check and take back. So she comes down and threatens my rook. Now if I come right there, he takes, then I come here, and now I just can't get rid of the knight. So he keeps his knight, and he's pressing real hard on the queen side. Now some players would resign this position. I thought about resigning this position. He's got all of his pawns, all of them. I can't take any of them. One, I can't afford to lose another pawn. Two, I can't afford to let him get his rooks in the game. So when you have someone that likes to use pawns and push them forward, typically their rooks are blocked in. Their rooks are not in the game. So that's one advantage that I have. So he plays the move King G2. Now, once again, I'm going for this knight. I will exchange knights at this point. So I play the move Knight D7. He forks. I know he's going to fork. Okay, so there I go. Here's my opportunity. Now, let's take a look at this position. Do you see what this knight does? This is why a knight in the endgame is so dangerous. A knight has the ability, unlike a bishop, to attack multiple pieces at one time. Even though he can't take but one, he makes you choose. Well, I'm going to choose to take him. So I take him. Alright, now I still have a knight. Now, I no longer have the bishop pair. The player, the guy I was playing with, he played pretty good. Not going to lie, he played pretty good. 3 pawns, a rook, and a queen. So this setup right here, I have to guard these pawns. This knight, I cannot leave a piece hanging. His queen is just hanging around here, and any opportunity she has to try to pin something or attack something, she's going to take advantage of that. Well, now it's time to activate my girl. Queen C6. He brings the king down. I think that was a mistake on his part. His king was safe on the back row. He's covered by pawns. Him moving his king into dangerous waters is what's going to really cost him. So now I play the move Knight E4. Well, why did you play that move? Because once again, if I play the move Knight E4, I'm pinning the pawn in front of the king. I have to play tactics at this point. I only have 4 pawns, a bishop, a queen, and a rook, and my king. That's it. That's all I have. He lines up the puts the queen here. Now he brings the rook over here to C3, protecting the C3 pawn, because he's figuring, well, I'm trying to attack the C3 pawn so I can disrupt. No, I'm not going to do that, because I don't want those rooks in the game. So now I played the subtle move, Queen E8. And he wants to walk these pawns down. Now this is where I can start causing some trouble. So then I played the move Queen H5 check. He moves. I pin again. The queen takes. And now I take with the rook. And now at this point it's over with. Rook takes G3 check. He can't take back because of the knight. He has to go over to H1. Queen take H4. Checkmate. Now, that series of moves and timing is how I won the game. Do I think I deserve to win? Yeah, because I worked really hard for it. And he kept pushing the issue. So when you blunder a piece, depending on what the piece was, even if I blunder my queen, I keep playing. I don't just quit. You're going to have to show me you can beat me without a queen. With me without me having a queen. But I was able to get the victory. But I blundered the piece earlier in the game. But I was able to regroup my team and use a series of pins, tactics, skewers to force the king back over into the corner, from which I think he made a mistake by moving his king anyway. He was trying to just march his entire army down, and it cost him the game. Alright? As always, click like if you like the video. Leave me a comment. Hit subscribe. Until the next video, I'm out. Peace.